Where you at? Where you at? YouTube, where you at? Is YouTube gonna show you? Is YouTube gonna show you? Is you gonna click on? Is you gonna click on? Is YouTube gonna show you? Biblical Africa. What happened? What happened to Africa? That's the discussion tonight. What happened to Africa in the Bible? What happened to Africa in the Bible? Right? It's about the races. The whole story is about the races. So if the story is about the races, the beginning of the races, what happened to Africa, man? I hear about the Jews. I hear about the Romans. I hear about all the other characters, man. But what happened to Africa is because they mentioned from the beginning of the Bible all the way up to the end of the Bible, Africa. The Ham genealogy is mentioned. But nobody knows that story. You go to church. Black man go to church. Black woman go to church. Ain't no pastor going to tell you what happened to Ham. They're not going to tell you what happened to that genealogy. They're not going to tell you what happened to that genealogy, man, the same way they tell you what happened to the Jew. Man, if the Jew fart, they'll give you, man, what the hell am I listening to? Hold on. Hold on. If the Jew farts, they'll make up some shit. They'll do a whole historical history on that motherfucking Jew fart and how that fart relates to the Bible, even though it don't even relate at all. The Bible don't even talk about Abraham farting, but they don't put that joint in there. I'm asking you, man, what happened to Ham's genealogy, man? If you just read the book, what the book say happened to the Ham genealogy? Everybody coming down to Africa, we know that. We know that for a fact. Cause the boat landed in Mount Ararat. That's Europe. That's modern day Turkey. That's Asia. I see somebody looking. Somebody watching. I got one. Let me turn the music down. Tell me. You want to talk about Africa? Hold on. Let me turn the music down. I got seven now. Hold on. Time out. What happened? We talking biblical scriptures because I put it in the description. We talking about what happened to Africa in the Bible. Does anybody in there? Hold on. Let me put the thing on so I can see comments. Hey, did y'all hear that? The thunder just went off. The thundering just went off as soon as I said that. Let me pull Tim off. We talking about the Ham genealogy in the Bible. Why have they negated to explain to the populations of America, the world, what happened to Ham's genealogy? I'm not a Jew. I ain't a Roman. That's Japheth. The Jews is Shem. So the Bible's about Ham, Shem, and Japheth. What happened to Africa? Don't somebody. I just lost four asking about what happened to Africa in the Bible. That's strange. That's strange right there. Hold on, let me get it. I want to see if there's any comments because I'm old, folks. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm trying to figure out this new technology out. I'm asking a simple question to the YouTube, man. Does anybody know what happened to Africa in the Bible? The same way you can explain to me about what happened to the Jews, they the chosen ones. They go all the way up. They have made a daggone college institution off of that, right? I'm asking y'all. Oh, I can hear hello. What's up? Hello. I'm saying hello to you back, man. What's up? Hello. Talk to me. Talk to me. Talk to me, Just. Talk to me, Just. Do you know what happened to the Ham genealogy in the Bible? What happened to Africa in the Bible, man? Talk to me, man. This is important. You can't take a third of the story out the story and then try to tell everybody what the story is saying. Talk to me, man. Talk to me. I'm not a scholar. I'm just a regular average Joe, man, just like you, man. You don't go to church, but you hear about it. You hear about, you know who Abraham is, don't you? You know who David, Isaac, Jacob, you've heard of them before? You've heard about the Romans, right? Right? That they in the Bible. Have you heard about that? Have you heard about that, man? Talk to me, man. Talk to me, Jess. Talk to me, Jess. Yeah, okay. Come on now, Jess. You gonna say Abraham Lincoln, man? We talking about Abraham in the Bible, man. Abraham Lincoln was a Christian, wasn't he? Wasn't he a Christian? Did he believe in the Bible? Did he read about what happened in the Ham genealogy? Remember, Noah had 3 sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth. That's the races of the planet, man. I'm asking you, just what happened to Africa? Talk to me, man. Talk to me, man. Let's not do the bot stuff. Let's not play semantics. What happened? If you ain't never heard it, you help them. Don't leave. Don't leave, Just. Don't leave, man. You ain't heard about the Ham genealogy. And I get it, see, folks. That's what I'm saying. The average person. No, I'm going to say, I don't think nobody in America has actually read what happened to this whole genealogy called Ham. Well, if you can't tell me what happened to Ham the same way you can tell me what happened to Shem, which becomes your Jews, and your and Japheth, which becomes your Romans, that's your New Testament. It's nothing but about the Romans and the Jews. Then how can I believe that you know what happened? How can I believe that you know what the book is actually saying? You took out a third of the characters out the book. That's my whole point. It's that simple, man. That's more racism than racism in itself when you take out a whole genealogy of people of color, because Ham's supposed to be the father of Africa. So if Ham's the father of Africa coming from Mount Ararat, which is the son of Noah, Mount Ararat is up in Turkey. Turkey. The boat landed in Mount Ararat. Y'all have never seen that verse before? It landed in Mount Ararat. Well, if the boat landed in Mount Ararat, right, and that's Europe, in 2300 BC, how is Ham my father? And if Ham is my father, then tell me the story about Africa. There's only 3 genealogies in the book, and that goes all the way up to Revelations. Am I right or wrong, folks? If I'm lying, I'm dying. Am I right or wrong? The book is about Ham, Shem, and Japheth after Adam and all them was killed. Remember, God killed Adam in all that genealogy, but saved Noah. Noah up in Mount Ararat, which is Turkey. So explain to me now, right? Because since Noah's up in Turkey and Ham is the father of Africa, I need the pastor to explain to me I'm not a Jew. I ain't a Roman. So explain to me what happened to Africa. It's that simple. If you can't explain to me what happened to Africa's genealogy, why am I even having a conversation with you about the holy books? You've taken out a third of the book. That's like me trying to tell you about the 3 little pigs, but I don't tell you about the wolf who blew the house down. Now all of a sudden y'all got to make up stuff to try to figure out who blew down the house. Because I took out a character and you're trying to make sense of something, right? Because you think all the characters are at play and they're not at play. That's my point. That's my